Okay, so with all the concept exploring I've done, the experimentation, the designing, the model making, and finally the evaluation, all completely done, the only thing left to do is to take just a quick look back at everything I've done so far in this C3 set portfolio and see just how far I've come. Back at the start of September 2020, we had just gotten the word set as our evaluation piece, and I had decided to start doing some initial research. Now with this initial research, I simply needed to find some themes from which I wanted to explore, and I ended up devolving into the three themes: setting time, setting environments, and set in motion, all three of which I would then explore in immense detail. While exploring these three themes, I found myself inspired by multiple different art pieces, multiple different concepts such as quantum physics, and in general just found myself doing a lot of experimentation with materials and techniques, with notable interests being optical illusions, 3D printing, vacuum forming, resin, metalworking, turning wood, digital editing, all sorts of things. And perhaps the most important thing to come out of this was my inspiration from the 24-hour movie The Clock, from which every minute it shows a minute clip from another movie. As you can clearly tell, this immediately led into my idea for what at that time was called the photo clock, where it would show a picture that was taken at that minute, at every minute. So for example, why am I explaining this? I'm sure you know this by now. This was in theme with my setting time, and of course because of this I decided to move forwards with the setting time concept. That covers episodes 2 through 5, 2 through 4 exploring the three themes, and 5 choosing which theme I want to explore, with episode 6 me actually exploring the actual theme. I look a lot into thematic considerations, and I look a lot into the actual technical possibilities of the product, learning about things like EXIF data and the general storage of photos. This is also where I come to realize the importance of memories as a set place in time that can never be lost, and especially with my product, which its whole goal would be to remind you of the memories you've seen before but are effectively left unseen due to your forgetting them because you just can't remember every single memory at once, right? I also wanted to look into other themes to do with memory and time, such as exploring the present in sharing memories with your community, and also in the future with trying to make new memories. It was also during this episode where I found some primary users, developed a few design briefs, and took a few interviews on the initial ideas and concepts with my primary users, and then finally came up with a list of design criteria which would help me when I'm designing within the future. Episodes 7 through 9 was the actual making of the product, where episode 7 would see me designing the product and figuring out exactly how I wanted everything to play out, then checking back with my primary users after I'd come up with a new design and seeing what they think about it. Finally, after deciding what I wanted to do, I gathered the hardware and software I wanted to do and went down 2 simultaneous paths, with episode 8 being coding the actual design, the virtual design, where I spent many weeks struggling to find a way to code it properly and ended up with a proof of concept code that worked pretty much exactly as I might need it to by sorting through a directory and opening an image that with a matching time taken to the current time, and then that will open in the default photo viewing software. I realized this was not a great software in any sense of the form, so I also developed a mock-up video for an ideal software. Whereas in episode 9, I actually began building the actual product, testing out lots of different designs, arrangements, and different material experiments such as stainless steel PLA, which I would eventually use to 3D print my final product after going back and forth between primary users. Finally, beginning to build the scene clock with the name suggested by Paloma, the most important primary user throughout this process. And finding through a variety of methods, I eventually managed to completely make the scene clock through painstaking effort. After having made the product, of course, the next step was to get feedback on the product and evaluate the product. So that's what happens between the next 2 episodes, episodes 10 to 11, whereas inside the final model, I needed to take some high quality pictures and location shots, along with some new 3D models, as well as technical sheets for my portfolio. Now I decided to quickly talk to my primary users and also try to get as many users as possible. Admittedly, a large majority were students, but all users who could be potential customers nonetheless. And from that, I gathered Paloma's rating of the product using design criteria, giving me a score of 76 out of 90, which for me is a pass at 75 out of 90, is a personal limit for a well-designed product, and armed with many different statistics on lots of different information, I moved on to some personal evaluation where I identified my product's strengths and weaknesses, evaluated myself, giving myself a score of 78 out of 90, and then did extensive research into how I could improve and iterate upon the design to create an even better product. And at the end of the day, I really do feel that the final product and concepts were amazing and perfectly pulled off the theme of cherishing those set moments in time, alongside, of course, the idea of sharing memories with the family and friends. And it's genuinely a fun product, as I tested it myself and kept it by my bedside table while working these last few nights, and for what it was fun. And so here we are on the final episode. Now don't get me wrong, just because I've recorded everything up to this point doesn't mean the product's finally over. This is just the beginning, even. As I said on the website, I'm moving forward to the future. I still have many things I want to do. I want to further this product's development. I want to see how feasible the concept is. I want to develop the programming. I want to create an advertisement. I want to do some further research into the psychology behind the actual product and how it would affect someone of the general population, and also how it could help someone with memory related issues such as dementia and Alzheimer's. While my product's all based upon being set in the past and set in the present, this product itself is not being left behind. Just like I'm not leaving any memories unseen, this product will keep going forward. And in a way, I suppose you could say the future of this product is set in stone in some sort of ways. Even still, the only reason I want to continue with this is because I genuinely think it's the most interesting and personally engaging product I've ever created, and I want to perfect this to as much of a degree as I can. But with that being said, unfortunately, there's no more development for this website. This is where the story ends as far as the sign clock goes. However, for one last time, I'll send you out with a clap. And next time, we'll develop this product as far as they possibly can into the future. Let's go.